I hope you all are okay, fine. Okay. Let us start with today's class. I hope you all understood what the other portion is. I am taking in charge of your computer class now. So this is my first class with you all. Just see how it is. So actually I was not teaching till 8th last year. So this year I thought we'll take an 8th class also. Let me see how it goes. So now we will deal with protocols. Let me tell you, before we start, I'll tell you a story. See, there was a king who was really nice with his people. So people were all loving him, and he was so generous that there was prosperity throughout his kingdom. So naturally he became headstrong, He said, okay, I am the best here. So what happened was, one day as he was walking in his palace, he found a priest, an old man actually. He was walking along. Okay, we can call him as a sadhu, okay, a sannyasi or a saint or a monk, a sadhu actually. He was walking around. And then what happened was, he asked the king. So what happened? King immediately bowed over him, and he said, I'm very hungry. I didn't eat for last 3 days. So the king was so surprised. He said, why is in my kingdom who is starving? So what is happening here? So he said, whatever you want, you can just have. So he ordered the people in the palace to give whatever he asked for. So he said, I don't want anything, but just to fill this bowl with whatever I ask for. And he showed a small bowl. So king said, fill it with diamonds. So everybody brought diamonds, then gold. Whatever is filled in the bowl, it immediately disappeared. So what happened was, king was surprised. At the end of the day, he was left with nothing, because everything which is put inside the bowl is getting disappeared. So finally he asked, what is this bowl? He said, this is nothing but human brain or a skull, in which whatever you put in get disappeared. We want always more. That is what we need. So it is that thing that he wanted to impart with the king, that humans are not satisfied with whatever we get. We want always more. Why I said is this here, in this contest, we are going to study something which is far bigger than what we thought before. In 1980s or 1970s, people could never imagine a class like this, isn't it? It is all possible because of computers. So human brain, because of this we want more. We are inventing more things. That is, in one case it is very good, because we are inventing more things. We are buying more things for our comforts, and the other way we are becoming more selfish also. Let it be. Anyway, let us come to the class. So what is protocol? I'll tell you, see, if I want to communicate with you, I need a language, isn't it? That is why I could communicate with you. What is the need of a language? The other person should also follow. Here also, if a computer should communicate, if we want a computer to communicate with another computer, like what is happening now. I'm talking to you and you are listening. Why? Because I could communicate with the language. And computer could communicate because it has got a IP address. What is this protocol? Let us see. First, let us talk about protocol. Okay, it is a set of rules that every computer in a network should follow. That means if two computers are in a network, it should have a set of rules. They should obey the set of rules, then only they can work together. So that rule is called a protocol. So protocol is set of rules which nobody should annotate. Understood? You are not supposed to annotate. You are not supposed to talk. Listen, protocol is a set of rules that two computers connected together should follow. So protocol is nothing but a set of rules two computers which are connected together should follow. That is called protocol. So protocol is a set of rules or procedures for transmitting data between two devices such as computer. In order to exchange information, there must be a pre-existing agreement how the information should be transferred from one system to another. So each computer should follow a certain rule. Then only we can communicate with each other. Because if I have to communicate with you, I have to come here, I have to put on all this, I have to stand in front of the camera, I have to have a multimedia board, then only I can communicate with you, isn't it? So similarly, if two computers, so this means it is getting transmitted to you that through wires, so that all of them should follow a protocol. When two computers when they are connected together, they should have a protocol, then only they can communicate with each other. For that, I'll show you a video. Just wait. 1 minute. Is it 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute? Packets IP. One minute. Okay. See. 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 Here, I'll tell you. See. Okay, we'll talk about him later. See, if you want one computer to communicate with another computer, both of them should follow a certain rules. So that certain rules is actually called a protocol. So protocol is a set of rules that all the computers in the network should follow. So, okay, it is a set of rules that two computers in a network should follow, then only we can have a correct. So this is a rule which when two computers are connected to the network, they should follow a protocol. So what is this protocol? Let us see. First one is we have HTTP and TCP/IP. I'll tell you. Say, if I go on talking like this, you guys won't understand. So as I told you earlier, if two people have to communicate, they should know a proper language. If two computers have to communicate, they should have a protocol, a set of rules which they have to follow. Suppose if I'm going to ATM, what I have to do? I have to have a ATM card, isn't it? I have to have a proper password. Then only I can get the money. Similarly, if two computers should be connected to each other, they should follow a set of rules. Those set of rules are called nothing but protocols. Protocols are set of rules that any computer connected to each other or any devices. Now we know that not only computers, mobiles, then smartphones, watches, computers are everywhere, isn't it? Even smart watches, everything is connected. So all the devices which are connected to the network should follow a certain rule. That rule is called a protocol. Today we are going to study about two rules. First one is HTTP and the next one is TCP/IP. I'll start with TCP/IP. What is TCP/IP for? I'll tell you. Whatever we send through the computers, suppose if I am going to send a photo, suppose if I am going to send a picture, a song, a movie, whatever I send to the computer is first divided into small packets. That is actually done with the help of this protocol, in which each thing that we send to the computers are divided into small packets. Each packets carry how many bytes? 1500 bytes, in which all these packets are sent to the network. I hope you guys have studied about switches and routers. What is switches? Switches will, when we are in a network, if you want the things to be transferred from one computer to another, we use either a hub or a switch. Switch is an intelligent hub. What is that? Hub means it will transfer all the data from one computer to another without even thinking. But switch collects all the IP address. Yes, that's it. What is the IP address? Let me tell you. Every system has got a unique address called IP address. We have IP version 4 and IP version 6. So what is all this? Let me tell you. When we are in a system, when we connect one computer to another, our system's IP address is sent to another system. Understood? That is how they connect with each other. IP address is very important. Every system, even your system, has got an IP address. I'll tell you how you have to do. You have to go to the control panel, network security, in which you will have those wired connection. Right click on the wired connection and see there will be IPv4. That is your IP address. Don't reveal it. It is a secret address. Understood? So this IP address is very important. This IP address connect our system with another system. Understood? So this there is actually two type of IP that is not needed for you. If you are taking computers and coming to 11th or 12th, I'll give you a detailed description about IP address. Now only a little is needed for you all. Understood? So in IP address, what happens is the IP address has got several sections. Understood? It is divided into 4 to 8 sections, in which first section deals with the area code, then the state, then the pin codes, and then there will be a special code which deals with our computer ID also. See, this IP address is very important. This IP address connects one system to another. What does the TCP does? I'll tell you. Whatever things that we send to the computer, TCP divides it into small packets. Each packet carries how many bytes? 1500 bytes. And they are sent from one system to another. And what happens is, when it is sent to one system to another, it is sent through the routers. Routers actually carries these messages from one system to another. When it reaches the other system, what happens is, the routers actually take them to the system. Switches will collect all this data together, and there what TCP does is it breaks into packets, and what IP does is it gives the address of the sender as well as receiver. Each packet will have the address of the sender as well as the receiver. So, and it is sent to the destination point. When it reaches the destination, when we get an email or a message, what happens? The TCP in that destination collects all this and check whether all the information has reached. If it has not, then it will give a message. Otherwise, everything will be collected and kept by the TCP IP. And the switch, what it does is, it notices the IP address and it sends to the corresponding person. So for that only I have brought this. Let me see once more. In this case, I think it will be clear to you. It is IP address. Protocol. Protocol is nothing but a set of rules between machines. This is the person who has found the protocols. Actually, HTTP, everything is designed by him. His name is Vint Cerf. He is very important for us. He and Bob actually invented the protocols. Now, let me tell you. See, internet has, every computer has got a unique address. I'll stop this video and pause it and I'll tell you. See, every computer has got a unique address. That is why I told you. Even our computer has got an IP address, IP version 4 and IP version 6. Now, still now we are using IP version 4. It is IP version 6 is also there. That you can see in your computers if you go and do that. Okay, say every computer has got a unique address. That is called the IP address. Now, that is a unique address in the network. See, one computer and the other one. Everyone has got a unique address. Now let us see what is the next one. See, this is the most important thing, the IP address. Internet IP address. Now let us see the next one. See, each computer is connected to the other computer through the IP address. I don't want anybody talking. Mute your audios, please. See, one computer is connected to the other computer through this IP address. Now, let us see. Next one. See how it is going from, see, when we send a message, the IP, TCP IP, understood? That is a protocol. IP will set to and from address on each packets. The messages are divided into packets. Suppose if I am sending a song, the song is divided into small packets, and each packet will have a to and a from address. See, that is the IP address. The IP, that is TCP IP, in which the IP protocol, what it does is, it gives the to and the from address to each of the packets. Now, after that what happens? See, then what happens is, see, as we have the address, we have in our house, street, country name, etc., this IP is also having different formats. As I told you earlier, see, they are all having certain binary values in which, see, first section is for the country, second is the region, subnet, and then we have our, see, then we have our device address. So this all together form the IP address. Understood? So every computer has got a IP address. Through this IP address only we are connected to another system. What TCP IP does is, it takes up the IP address of our system, and whatever we send or whatever we get from another person, what it does is, it sends the to and the from address. If you are sending, then what happens? It keeps our IP address, and the other one's IP address also will be kept in each packet, will be printed on each packet, so that it can be collected and sent to the other position. See, are you seeing it? Is it clear? See now, so these are the things that we see in an IP address. First is the country code, region code, and the device. Now, see. So we all have IPv4. See, this is there in our system. This address, see, is actually used. Now we have IPv6 also, that is all there in our system, but we are all following IPv4. Why IPv6 is? It is, computer is not only, we are transmitting data not only to the computers, it is connected to all the other devices. As I told you, computers everywhere, then the mobile phones, in the smart watches. So it is connecting to so many devices, not even Windsurf would have thought that it will become this large. So what happened is, they have made it little bit big, which is called IP address version 6. Now, so this is about, here is called the Windcraft. Now, let me tell you, see, this IP address was actually, very much, it was too much for the people to follow. So what they did was, it was changed to DNS, which is domain name system. That is what we type in. Understood? www.google.com. So we are giving a request to that particular page to download. So what happened was, this IP address is changed to characters, because IP address was very, very difficult to remember. So what happened was, it is all changed to characters. That is called domain name system. That we didn't have to learn, but I'm telling you is, you should know all this. Okay, so what TCP does is, it breaks the messages into small, whatever that we send through the computers is then made into small packets. Each packet will have the sender ID as well as the receiver ID. Okay. Now, sender ID and the receiver ID will be there. See, if you have a doubt after this class, all your small doubts will be cleared thoroughly. Don't worry. I'll go in depth for you to understand all this. Don't worry about that. Now, don't raise your hands or don't do any annotation. Sit carefully and listen. So, TCP/IP is a protocol. What is a protocol? It is a set of rules that all the system which are connected to the computer should follow. Then only we can connect a computer to network, because we both are following the same protocol. That is why you could hear me. Understood? So, protocol is a set of rules that every computer in a network must follow. Network, or if it is in any electronic device, even if it is in a mobile, you have to follow a certain protocol, then only we can get connected. That is why we are connected, because you are following the same protocol. That is why we are connected. So, protocol is nothing but a set of rules that every system in a network should follow. Whether it is a computer system or any electronic device, mobiles, tabs, anything, you have to follow a protocol, a set of rules. That is called a protocol. Protocol was first invented by, the set of rules was invented by Minecraft. That is what I told you. I have shown you his video. That is Minecraft who designed this protocol. We have to study about two protocols. First one is TCP/IP. What is the use of TCP/IP? See, suppose if I want to send a message. Now you guys are annotating, isn't it? You guys are annotating, you are raising your hands. That means you are sending a message. When you send this message, what happens? Thus, TCP/IP in your system, it breaks your messages into small packets. It will have the IP address of the sender as well as the receiver, where it is reaching. So, it will have the IP address of the sender and the receiver, and it is sent to the location, so that I will get the output. When it reaches my system, my TCP collects all this. Understood? All your small packets are collected in my destination, where all your packets will be collected and checked whether it is, please stop it. So, whether it is, so the TCP, it will be collected, everything will be collected and checked whether they are collected correctly or not. If it is collected correctly, what happens? It will give you a message saying that all this have been collected properly, so that we can download and see. So, what TCP does is, it breaks the messages into packets, and IP will give the sender and the receiver's IP address will be kept in each packet and will be sent to the other system. Whatever we are sending, if you are sending a hi or a song or a audio or a video, everything is divided into small packets, and each IP will give that, TCP will divide it into small packets. What is TCP? Transmission Control Protocol. It will divide all the messages, all the images, movies, sounds, everything that you send through this computers or through your WhatsApp or whatever it is, everything that you send is divided into small packets by TCP, and IP will give the address of the sender as well as the receiver. That is IP address of our system. That is IPv4. It will give the IPv4 of our computers as well as the sender's computer, in receiver's computer, in each of the small packets, and everything is collected in the receiver's side and it will be displayed. So, TCP is a protocol that is used along with IP. The information is transmitted across the internet in the form of bundles called packets, called packets. TCP is responsible for dividing the data and reassembling the packets. IP is used to give address to each of the packets. I hope it is clear. Now the next one is, say, HTTP. What is the role of HTTP? I'll tell you. HTTP acts along with TCP. I'll tell you. We have a postman, isn't it? And we have a post office also. Post office where everything is collected. That is what TCP does. TCP gives the address and everything is collected. And we have a postman who will come and bring it to us. So that is what the role of HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Actually, this is the protocol which is used for sending multimedia files. These two act together only, TCP and HTTP. So what HTTP does is, whenever we send a message to a particular system, it gives the request to the system. Understood? It will say that, say, is this site available? So what happens? That server will say, yeah, it is available. So what happens is, it will send the details to the other system and it will be displayed. So what happens is, HTTP actually acts in the top of TCP, in which it gives the request, and when the request is sent, TCP will go and break it into packets and will bring. Understood? So the request is actually sent by the HTTP. HTTP is a protocol used between the web server and the web browser. When we get, what is a web browser? That is the the Chrome, Google Chrome, or the Internet Explorer, IE, or the Firefox, Mozilla. Everything is a browser in which we type in http www.google.com or yahoo.com or whatever site you like, or the game sites we type in. That is actually done with the help of HTTP. We type in the address. The DNS is typed through actually it is done by the HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, in which we type in the address. Understood? So we give the request to the server through the browser. That is, when we type in, the request is sent to the server. Server will be in some other place which will collect all this request, and when the request is collected, what happened? It will say that there is here files are there. So TCP will get activated. TCP will break all the files and bring it to our computers. Understood? So HTTP and TCP works together. I'll tell you once more. So I think only protocols will happen in this class. I'll tell you once more to make it very, very clear. Protocol is nothing but set of rules that two computers in a network, two computers or electronic devices in a network must follow. That is the only thing why you could see me and I could talk to you, because we are following the same protocol. Understood? When two devices are connected to each other, they have to follow a set of rules. Those set of rules are called protocols. In the internet, we actually follow two main protocols. One is HTTP. First thing you do is, when you log on to here, what happens is you have to double click on to Cisco Webner, isn't it? And you have to type in your ID, yes or no? So when you type in the ID, that is the request that you are giving to the server. Understood? You give the ID of today's login ID, isn't it? And you will click on to join. So what happens? This is the request that we give it to HTTP. HTTP gives the request. We type in the ID and we click on to the join. That is done by the HTTP. When you click on to that is, we are taking our web browser, we are typing in the login ID, and when we click on to the join, what happens? It goes to the server. Actually, we does that through the browser, which is the app. Double click on the Cisco Webner app, then you type in your login ID, isn't it? That is actually done through HTTP. When you type in the login ID, that is, we are doing it through the HTTP only, typing the login ID, join. This much is done by the HTTP. So the request is sent to the server. After that, what happens? Then the role of TCP/IP comes. TCP/IP will take the request. So when it sends the join, after join what happens? It will give you that you are connected to the web now, isn't it? Then what happens is TCP/IP has the role to play. What happens? Whatever happening in this classroom is then sent to your system. Actually, it is divided into small packets by the TCP, and IP is giving this board address as well as your house address. Everything is connected together and it is sending to you. Understood? So that part is done by the TCP/IP. Because it is done so fast, you could hear me and you could hear how I speak, everything. So that is the role of TCP. TCP is transmission control protocol, and IP is something which give your IP address as well as our IP address is given in small packets and it is sent to you. Is it okay with you? So, okay, one more thing. So that is TCP/IP is a protocol in which all the messages are sent into small packets. IP gives the address of your computer as well as the address of this particular board. Everything will be sent in small packets and it will be sent to the destination location where everything is collected one after the other and it is displayed to you. I hope it is clear. So, should I repeat? I hope things are clear to you. If I want, I will repeat once more, because as I think it is too very big for an 8th standard student, I'll explain once more to you. The protocol is nothing but set of rules that every system connected in a network should follow. Protocol is nothing but set of rules that every system connected in a network should follow. Here we have two protocols. One is HTTP, that is what you use every time. That is only thing that you see. When you type in the address, the URL is actually we type in through the browser. That part actually HTTP does. Whatever we type in the URL, HTTP will give a request to the server. So that is the role of HTTP. It will collect this address and it will send to the server. Understood? When the corresponding page is, the requested page is there or the request is being met, what happens? The TCP will act. TCP will go there, and what happens is, thus from that system, the TCP in that system will, what it will do is, it will divide the pages into small packets and it will give the address of that particular system, and our address also, IP address, will be kept in each packets and it will be sent to our computer, where our TCP will collect all this one after the other and it will be displayed to you. Okay, I hope it is clear, the role of TCP and IP here. One more time, let me see if I can play a nice video to you. I have brought all these videos, but the problem is something went wrong. Let me see. See, this is actually where, see, he is Windsurf who invented this protocol. Understood? Now, he is talking about the protocol which he has invented. Okay. This is Windsurf. See. See how it is done? Let us see. Yeah? The computer connected to a server. We are requesting. So what happens? Everything is, the information is sent to packets. See? It is sent to packets from one place to another, and then it reaches the destination server. When we give www.messi.com, it will go to the Messi server. See, the server where we get all the information. See, all this informations are sent in packets only. Suppose we have, listen carefully, yeah? Suppose we have a suppose we have a bigger information. If our information is too big, what we do is, it is divided into small packets and it is sent. See, if we are going, see, he has given an example of a shuttle. If we are going to take the shuttle to a particular place, what happens? It will be mismantled, isn't it? And it will be carried by different devices, different cars. And how it travels, let us see. See, it will travel from one direction to another. But everything will reach in the same destination. Same thing happens when we started sending a picture. What happens is, picture is divided. See, are you seeing? Picture is divided into small packets. And each packet, see, the packets don't have drivers, but we have routers. That is actually the use of router. Now let me tell you, see, actually last class you would have learned about routers, isn't it? Routers, what they does is, they take the packets from one network to another, and then it is given to the particular server. That is actually the role of a router. See, it takes the packets from our computer, the router takes it, see, from the system in the SCV, the router is taking all the information. It is taking all the information in packets from one side to another, and it will reach you. Suppose if you are sitting in Palayam, what happens? From Nalanjara, the router will take the information, then it is from one place to another, and finally it will reach your destination. Here what happens is, every information is divided into small packets. From one destination to another, router will direct it. Understood? That is actually the use of routers or routers. Now, listen. See how it is sent? See, from one place to another, information are passing. Now, see. See, as I told you earlier, we have IP address which will help them to take from one destination to another. See how it travels? In some cases, there can be problem in between. Networking problems can happen. In that case, what happens? So, in that cases, we have the TCP, which transmission control protocol. What it does? See, it divides the messages into small packets, manages sending and receiving of all data in packets, and then see how TCP divides, and these packets are then sent. I'll play the video. See, TCP will send packets to the other computer. Are you seeing? It will collect all the packets because there is IP address and the packets. It will check whether all the packets have been received. If it is okay, then we will send a tick message saying that we have received all the messages, and then what happens is, finally it will be displayed. If there is any problem in receiving the message, the signal will be sent again. So what happens is, it will send the messages again. Did you see that? So that is the role of TCP inside our system as well as in the receiver system. It collects all the packets. And now, TCP plus router is scalable. What do you mean by scalable? That means it works with more and more systems. See, if you have more routers, more reliable. That means we have to have more routers in between so that the messages will reach there and it will direct from one network to another. So, networks connect networks, communicate, collaborate, because we all have a protocol. I hope it is clear. I hope a protocol is clear to you. HTTP, that is the first step that we do we type in the address. And when we type in the address, the request is sent to the server. When the server gives a message back saying that it has received the message, then what happens? Then it will start downloading the page. When we download, what happens? TCP in their computer will divide the pages into small packets with the IP address of our system and their system, and it will be sent to our system, where again our TCP will collect everything one by one and it will be displayed to us. Understood? So that is the role of HTTP and TCP. I hope it is clear. TCP is Transmission Control Protocol and HTTP is Hypertext Transfer Protocol, where we could send multimedia files. So HTTP is Hypertext Transfer Protocol and TCP is Transmission Control Protocol. And next we have to study is about the viruses. Oh, there are so many viruses which can affect our system. If you don't have a proper antivirus, what happens is they can attack our system. So first is the common name for all the viruses is malwares. As we say that some students are very naughty. Naughty is a common term for all the disturbing ones. Similarly, for all the viruses, we have one term which is called what? Malware. Okay? So I know that certain naughty malwares are sitting in the other side also. Okay. So malware is a common term for all the viruses. So there are different types of viruses which can attack our system. So what are they? Let us go in detail. Malware, it is a common term for all the viruses. Okay. So which damages our system. Whenever we want to open a program, that won't get opened. When we want to log in, browser won't log in because there is a virus. What is the problem we have? We are not having the correct antivirus in our system. That is the problem in which our system will be attacked by viruses. Even it can come from the particular sites which we download, that will bring certain virus also. Okay, so let us go. The common term for all the viruses is malware. Then the first thing we are going to study is Trojan horse. This causes malicious operations. Okay, Trojan horse comes with online games, and what it does is it appears really very peaceful. It appears, but it does all the damages. It even steals our messages and it will be sent to the other people. Understood? It can even It can even steal our important messages like card details, everything. Theft. It can do the theft also. That is the problem with Trojan horse. It appears harmless, but it does all the malicious things that it can do inside the system. A Trojan virus, because the Trojan binds itself into non-executable files such as images, audio files, games, etc. It will come along with games, video, sounds. When we download music, it will come along with that and it will affect our system. Understood? And it even steals our system, hacks the information and sends it to the other people. That is what a Trojan horse does. Next is the viruses. As we know that virus is get attached to our particular files. Understood? Executable files. And virus is nothing but malicious codes that can do harm for our computer. Malicious codes that can do harms to our computers. It passes from one system to another. When we are in a network, when we use a pen drive, it gets passed from one system to another. It affects our executable files. Understood? So what happens when we start to open a program, it won't get opened. When we want to open a game, even it attacks the mobiles also. We have certain antivirus softwares for the mobile. Some viruses can attack mobiles too. So virus is nothing but malicious code. What is virus? It is malicious code that are made to destroy the normal functioning of the system. It gets attached to the executable files. Then what happens? When we open the file, it gets triggered. There is an action, so it gets triggered. That means it will become violent and it will do all the cause damages to our system. That is actually the problem with viruses. Then we have worms. What is worms? It comes through the network. It remains in our system. It don't need an external trigger. It grows by itself. Sit down there, simply replicates, grows by itself. Takes up all the disk spaces and goes. That is what a worm does. Worm will replicate, self-replicate itself, and will become big and big and big and big, and it will occupy all the disk spaces, does all the malicious things that it can do in a system. That is what it replicates itself. It becomes big day by day, and it gets attached to the files, and in the network it causes all the damages in the network. When we are connected with two systems in a network, it will do all the damages. That is what a worm does. It doesn't need a host. Nobody should carry, because it comes from the network only. And when it is in the system, they don't need anybody to trigger also. For viruses, we have to on the particular file, then only virus will activate. Here worms, they don't need any triggers. They just activate itself, they just replicate, becomes big, occupies all the disk spaces, everything. Now, about the Trojan horse. What is Trojan horse does? It is the same as that of the, see, Trojan horse is again, as I told you earlier, it is a virus which comes down with online games, images and audios. It appears very harmless, but it does all the, it steals our information and sends it to other people. Everything is done by the Trojan horse. And then we have data theft. Why I am going very fast is, I hope it is clear. I'll explain once more to you. If I am fast, I'll go very slowly with you all. Types of malware. What is malware? Common term for all viruses is malwares. There are so many viruses, we have to learn only a few, but the common term for all viruses is malware. Then, so as I told you, it is a common term. What is a virus? It is nothing but a malicious code that is given, that is loaded in the system to make things happen in a different way. Understood? Whatever way we have to happen, it will happen only in a different way. That is what the main purpose of viruses. Viruses, nothing but malicious code that will break our system, and it will act in a way which we don't prefer. Understood? Like you all, sometimes we say that keep quiet. So you will get, see what you will do, you will go on disturbing the person sitting next to you. I miss all that. Okay, understood? We miss a class, seeing your smiling faces, then disturbing things, everything. I just miss all that. That's why I'm telling you. It's the same thing with virus only. When it enters our system, it does all the things that we don't approve. Understood? So virus is nothing but malicious codes that get attached to the files and that do all the harms to the files, deleting the executable files, deleting the boot sector. So what happens is operating system won't get open. Understood? So that is the problem with viruses. There are different types of virus. One is worm. Worm comes through the network, and virus needs a person to carry. Understood? We need at least a pen drive, or when we download a particular page, virus comes along, and when we double click on that file, it gets triggered. So it need a host and it get an action to get triggered. Only if you double click, it will get triggered, or else it will remain there in the system without any action. It will remain there. So virus needs a host to carry and an action to get triggered. In the case of worms, there is nothing of that sort. It comes through the network, it gets self-replicated, becomes big day by day, and it does all the action without any trigger. Then we have the Trojan horse. As I told you earlier, it looks very decent, but It does everything that is harmful to our system. It even steals our information, such as the details of our details of our cards. Understood? All the card details, everything. Suppose if you are doing an e-commerce with the sites, it will steal all our private information, such as the details of our cards. Everything will be stolen, and it will send to another person who is actually in charge of this Trojan horse. So it is a malicious code or a virus which is very harmful to our system. So with this, I hope we can wind up for today. So virus is nothing but malicious code. Then common term for all viruses, malware. Then we learned about the virus that get attached to executable files, boot files. Virus need a host to carry and an action to get triggered. In the case of worms, it does not need any of that sort. It will come, get replicated day by day, becoming big day by day, and becoming fat actually. It gets fat day by day, and it occupies all the disk spaces, does not need a host, it gets triggered itself. That is actually what a worm does. Then, as I told you earlier, the Trojan horse, which appears harmless, but it does all the works behind. That is what a Trojan horse does. So I hope it is clear to everyone. So let us wind up today's section. I hope protocol is clear to you, and the videos I brought is actually useful. That's what I think. I'll talk to you all.